Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ellie Witch Lady and today I'm going to be talking about divination. So I have three various forms of divination that I do, and I shall be talking to you about each one and also explaining how to use them and also how to bless these divination tools, as it were. So yeah, without any further ado, I shall just get straight on with that, and thanks very much for watching. So first I'm going to talk about cards. The set of cards that I'm going to show you now was the very first deck that I ever got when I was sort of heading into paganism and becoming a witch, etc. So I've got these, there we go, Archangel Oracle cards, and even though this is a very sort of Christian-y sort of way of divination, at the time when I got these I wasn't sure if I was going to, you know, officially become pagan, and I was just kind of hovering between the Christianity and the pagan parties. I was kind of a bit like, I don't know what I'm doing at the minute, so I just got these and they helped me a lot when I was first starting out. So it says on the back of these, Archangel Oracle cards. Archangels are very powerful, wise and loving guides who can motivate and heal you in miraculous ways. This deck of 45 oracle cards by Doreen Virtue will familiarise you with the 15 archangels, give you messages from them, help you to invoke them, and answer some of your important life questions. You'll learn how to give an accurate archangel reading for yourself and others with the help of the enclosed guidebook, and I tell you what, guidebooks are brilliant. So anyway, yeah, so I as I say, I got these. I won't get them all out or anything, but I'll show you a couple of examples. Yeah, that's his creative writing, and that's the Archangel Gabriel. It says, make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. So I think that's quite apt for me right now, because what with sort of doing the whole creating these videos, and also I'm planning my wedding at the moment, so I'm kind of journaling and making lists and things like that, so if that counts. But yeah, so that's just one example of one card. And then you get this lovely book which has got all the inside, you've got all the descriptions and explanations of the cards and things. So yeah, so you've got that as well. So yeah, so these are lovely cards. I haven't used them in a while, I'll be honest, but they were there for me when I was starting out, and I do use them like now and again, but not as often as I should. So I'm going to be talking about tarot cards. This is the original Rider-Waite tarot deck. There we go. It's a classic. This is just bits of material because I've got material wrapped around my cards. But yeah, so as you can see, it's a bit battered because it's been well used and travelled and all the rest of it. So yeah, I'm just going to talk a little bit about these. So this tarot deck has 78 cards, and on each card it has its own symbolisation and meaning as well. So I will just show you an example. Let's hope it's a good one. Right, okay, I'm going to choose this card. I don't know what it is, but oh, the World, very nice. I honestly wasn't looking then, but yes. So this all these cards, this is just an example of one card. Sorry, the ring light is really affecting these because these cards are so shiny. But yeah, so that's one example of one card, and basically there are 22 major Arcana cards, and they represent life's karmic and spiritual lessons, as it were. There are 56 minor Arcana cards. So the minor Arcana cards show your day-to-day life and any sort of difficulties and trials and tribulations. And they include 40 numbered cards that are actually split up into suits, as it were. So you've got pentacles, wands, swords and cups. So the suit of pentacles represents your finances, your work life and wealth, and like material possessions, things like that. So the Pentacle cards often appear in tarot readings when you're sort of asking questions about your career and you know, your financial wealth and things like that. So I've had them appear a few times, and touch wood, they've been good. So the suit of wands, that represents your energy, motivation and passion. So the wand cards often appear in tarot readings about your life purpose, spirituality and new ideas. And the suit of swords, that represents your thoughts, words and actions. And the swords can often appear in tarot readings about communicating your ideas, making decisions, and basically asserting your power. You know, swords is one that I've struggled with, because I do struggle with asserting myself and things like that. So that's appeared a couple of times in readings, but yeah, so that's basically what the swords are for. Last but not least, cups. Now, cups represents feelings, emotion, intuition and creativity. Cups often appear in tarot readings about relationships, your emotional connection with yourself and with others. So that's come up a fair few times for me. You know, I'm very in tune with my emotions, and sometimes they do overtake me. And when I do a reading and the cups cards come up, it kind of just pulls me back in and makes me realise, you know, what I need to think about and whether I do actually need to react to every situation that goes on. But yeah, so that's the cups. So each suit of cards is numbered 1 to 10, and there are 4 court cards as well. So you've got a page, a knight, a queen and a king. The tarot court cards represent different personality characteristics we may choose to express at any given time, basically. So yeah, that's just like a brief about the tarot cards, what they represent and things like that. I mean, I'm not going to go through all 78, that would be crazy, but yeah, so that's my tarot cards. Oh, and one thing that I've got to mention was that you get this guide booklet, and it tells you about each of the tarot cards as well, and what sort of each of them mean, and things like that. The next lot of divination tools that I'm going to talk about is my runes. I haven't actually had all my runes out in years, so like all out in one go. Normally I'll put my hand in the bag, pick one out or two out and just, you know, see what it corresponds with. Right, so I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about runes. The word rune simply means mystery, whisper or secret, and it's a form of divination or oracle reading system that's used to help gain insight into situations and questions. Runes can be made of various materials, commonly made of stone, and feature a symbol from the runic alphabet on them. So my runes are made of semi-precious stones. So yeah, the semi-precious stones have been sort of slightly carved, and there's a little bit of gold on them. Say with this one, for example, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, again, the ring light is on that. The runes can be used to help guide you through problems or issues and help show you what is likely to happen. They're not a form of fortune telling and don't offer exact answers or give you advice. Rather, they offer different variables and suggest how you could behave if the event does occur. So it's not going to say XYZ's going to happen, but if you're in a certain situation and something does happen, the runes will tell you sort of, or give you an idea of how to behave. So normally, like in the past, I have flown off the handle about certain things, but if I do a rune reading, it'll give me an idea of how maybe I should react and be a bit calmer, take a breath and just think about things logically, rather than flying off the handle, as I say. So runes are known for hinting towards answers, leaving you to work out the details, which is where your intuition is key. They're Nordic or Germanic in origin. They're something different that I enjoy using, because as I say, a lot of time people just stick with tarot cards and that, but I love my stones. One thing I forgot to mention again was you get a booklet as well in with these runes, and it tells you all about them, and then it gives you an explanation to each of the runes. And also, just to mention, a blank rune like this one, there's nothing on it, that's connected with Odin in Norse mythology. So yeah, that's connected with Odin, and basically it means there's secrets yet to be revealed. So you're not supposed to know a certain thing or situation at the moment, but it will be revealed in the future. So, and yeah, so there's a reason for everything. And last but not least, my pendulum. So yeah, this is my pendulum. I do have an amethyst one, which you probably would have seen in my last video when I was talking about crystals. So yeah, you open it up and you've got all that inside. And then what I normally do is I take that bit out, pop that down there. And then inside you get this. Okay, so yeah, this just says a witch's pendulum, like I say it, and it explains like what a pendulum's for, how you use it, and one thing and another. So yeah, love this. This is great. So basically, you can ask it yes, no answers. So you'll basically hold the pendulum and just ask it a question, and it will either be like yes, no, what was the other thing, don't know, or unable to answer at this time. So you've got that on that side, and then on the other side you've got a witch's chart key. And so yeah, so you've obviously got a cat there, like a crossed out chalice, a candle, cat, pentacle, cat, candle, chalice, and another cat. So if the pendulum swings to any of them, you've actually got the key here, and it tells you what it all means. I've used this a couple of times. It's done its job and whatnot, and it's been very interesting to use, because when I first started out, you know, practicing witchcraft and divination and things like that, I did just stick to my cards and then my runes, and that was that. But then I got a pendulum probably about 10 years ago, and that was my first one, And yeah, so I just started to use that, and it's just fascinating, some of the answers that it comes up with. So I'm going to basically explain what the pendulum does, just a bit of an explanation about it. The pendulum is a very simple tool, and one that lets the user tune into their intuitive powers. The pendulum acts as a receiver and transmitter of information and moves in different ways in response to questions. In its most simple form, you can use it to answer questions or aid in decision making. Pendulums can also be used for healing purposes and identifying allergies, to cleanse and dispel negativity in a room, to help find lost objects or pets, to find water or ley lines. So, a pendulum works by tapping into your tuition and sixth sense. The pendulum acts as a form of receiver and transmitter, like I said before, from your higher guidance, guardian angels and spiritual teachers. So I believe that when I do mine, my spirit guides are around, or I ask them to be around and to help me carry out that particular form of divination, and help, guide me in basically the right direction. So as the pendulum moves, you gain answers in response to questions. Basically, good to ask questions that are yes or no, that are going to get like a yes or no answer. Many people wonder where the answers come from and debate whether it's really working, or just the pendulum sort of responding to the movements of their hands, while they're holding the pendulum. Whilst the pendulum can certainly be made to move with your hand movements, this isn't the case always, and after practice you'll get to see why. As with any form of divination, using a pendulum involves a certain degree of faith, belief, and a decidedly open mind, which is very important. As the answers come from your intuition and from your higher spiritual guides, as I said before, when I use my pendulum for anything, I ask for my spirit guides to be around, and I ask for protection, because that is key as well, is protecting yourself while you do divination, because you're obviously asking for higher powers to give you answers basically, and anything can be lurking, so anything negative can be lurking, so you just protect yourself, whether it be with white cord, or you use visualization and visualize yourself in a brilliant bright white light of protection. You put a circle of salt around yourself if you want, or like I said, anything like that, as long as you're going to protect yourself. And obviously I wear my pentacle at all times. I've actually got a pentacle tattooed on the back of my neck for protection as well. So yeah, not that I'm saying you have to get a tattoo of a pentacle, but that's just my choice. So the way that I've cleansed my divination tools is, for example, when I got my oracle cards, I had incense burning, did the usual protection and everything, and had incense burning, and I passed each card through the smoke of the incense to bless each card. So I did that with my oracle cards. I also did it with my tarot cards. I believe that I blessed my rune stones in the same sort of way. And my pendulum as well. I've just, again, I think I might have used water on that. I can't remember, because you can bless water as well. I use my chalice, fill that with water, put the salt into the water, and ask for the goddess and the god to bless the water and, protect as well. And yeah, so, I've sprinkled water onto that to protect it as well. So but tonight I think with my pendulum I shall be putting my amethyst pendulum out in the moonlight to charge it, and then I think I'll give that a go, because I've not used my pendulum for a while. So that's my divination video, and all my forms of divination that I've got at the moment. I will talk about other forms of divination in the future with future videos, but for now I just thought I'd touch on the ones that I use and the ones that probably a lot of people use. So anyway, so if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and when you do subscribe, please hit that bell notification so you get notifications of all my latest videos. And If you have any comments or questions or anything like that, then please pop them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. But for now, from myself and everything around me, it is goodbye, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks very much for watching.